Hi, welcome back to the Wheel of Life online retreat.
欢迎回来掌中解脱线上进修营。
And this fourth session is going to be a meditation.
第四个视频呢是关于冥想。
We're going to use the 7 preliminary practices for meditation that we learned in the second segment.
我们会在第二个视频当中我们所学的关于冥想的7个准备部分。
And we're going to try to have what we call a nyam chi.
我们会试着用我们叫做 nyam chi.
Nyam chi means, can we recreate the experience of dying?
意思就是我们能不能重新创建我们死亡的过程。
In meditation.
就在死亡当中重新创造。
Can we try to recreate what it's going to feel like as we die?
我们能否重新创造出我们临终时的体验？
And then can we create new pathways in our mind?
我们能否在意识当中去创造一条道路
that are going to kick in, they're going to affect how we die.
它可以影响我们死亡的方式。
And we're going to do a meditation that my teacher asked me to do every night.
我们会一起来做一个冥想，就是我的老师之前让我每晚都做的。
So of course we do our coffee meditation at night.
当然我们晚上会做咖啡冥想，
Just as we're falling to sleep.
就是睡前会做咖啡冥想。
But there is a tradition to practice dying as we fall asleep, because falling asleep is also a kind of a loss of our rough consciousness.
也有另外一个传统会在睡前做关于死亡的冥想，因为死亡它有点像是我们失去了我们粗大的一个觉知。
So let's start our practice dying meditation.
所以我们开始来练习这个死亡的这个冥想。
And the picture I chose for this meditation,
我为这个冥想选择的图片是
it's a guy, he's trying to cut the wire of a bomb.
就是有一个人他试着要拆除炸弹，
And that's what we want to do also.
就是我们也想这样做。
We don't want one of our old bad seeds, doesn't matter which priority, we don't want any of them to blow up in the moment that we die.
就是因为我们不希望就是在我们临终的时候之前所种的坏种子任何一个我们都不希望它打开，无论它是属于哪一种优先级。
We talked about 4 kinds of bad seeds fighting with each other, which one's going to open first.
我们之前谈到过，就是4种不同的坏种子彼此互相争吵，哪一个要先打开？
But we're going to use the daily practice of dying as we go to sleep.
我们会用每天睡前然后练习如何死亡
to get used to calling up a good seed as our consciousness drifts off.
然后利用这个练习来让我们当我们的意识要消散的时候，然后呢去呼唤出好的种子。
Okay, so here we go. Let's meditate.
好，开始冥想。
Sit up straight.
请坐直。
The lower abdomen is slightly pulled in.
腹部略微收紧。
You do that by exhaling extra when you come to the end of your breath.
你是通过当你呼吸要结束的时候再多呼一点点来达成。
Little bit of a smile.
略微微笑。
Even though your eyelids are closed,
哪怕你的眼皮是闭着的，
if you gaze a little bit up, slightly up, not much,
然后你稍微往上看，
as if you were looking at the sun setting or something.
好比你在看着日落一样。
That will help you stay more bright during your meditation.
这会帮助你在冥想当中保持更加明晰的状态。
Okay, here we go.
开始
Let's take 10 deep breaths.
10次深呼吸的时间，
Deep exhales.
悠长的呼气，
Extra air going out at the end of the exhale.
在呼气的结尾再额外多呼一点点。
Don't worry about the inhale. He will take care of himself.
不用担心吸气，它会自然而然进行。
Here we go.
开始
Start number 1 with the exhale.
第一次呼吸，先从呼气开始。
First of the 7 preliminary steps, please invite one of your teachers to come and sit with you.
准备的7步冥想的第一步是邀请你的一位老师来跟你来到你面前。
Now think about something you really love about this teacher.
然后想一想你非常热爱的老师身上的一些特质，
Some quality about them that you really love.
就是你非常热爱的他们的一些品质。
This is also part of the first step, which is honoring this teacher.
这也是7步当中的一部分，就是去尊敬你的老师。
That also covers the second step.
这也涵盖了第2步。
What makes our teacher most happy?
让我们老师最开心的是，
The biggest gift we can make our teacher
我们能送给老师的最大的礼物是，
is to do good deeds.
就是做好事。
And just thinking about the very high good qualities of our teacher
就去想想我们的老师最好的那些品质，
is one of the best good karmas we can make.
这是我们能种下的最好的善业之一。
And when we make good karmas for ourselves,
当我们自己种下善业时，
that's the greatest gift we can give to our teacher.
这是能送给我们的老师最好的礼物。
So appreciate something about your teacher.
所以去欣赏你老师的一些美好，
as a gift.
把这当作礼物。
Now think of some negative seed you planted in the last 24 hours and regret it, and make some commitment to try not to do it in the next 24 hours.
现在想想，在过去24小时你所种下的一些坏种子，为之感到后悔，并且承诺在接下来的24小时你不会再做。
Now, equal time, equal attention, great appreciation for something nice you've done in the last 24 hours.
接下来花同样的时间，同样的焦点，同样的关注，去想一想在过去的24小时当中你所做的好的事情。
And ask your teacher to continue teaching you.
然后请你的老师持续教导你。
And ask your teacher to stay in your life.
然后请你的老师留在你的生命中。
Again, I like to spend about 10 breaths on each of these steps, sometimes 20 breaths if I want to enjoy them longer.
再次提一下，通常我个人喜欢每一步都停留10次呼吸的时候的时间，有些时候我会停留更长，甚至每一步停留20次呼吸的时间。
Now we'll start the actual meditation.
现在我们会来做实际的冥想。
Again, the seventh preliminary step actually comes after the meditation. So after the meditation, we'll do the dedication.
就是第7步的冥想，我们会来做完实际的冥想，当实践冥想之后才来。
Let's go through those 4 priorities.
我们再来回顾一下那4个优先级
of our seeds that's going to be triggered at the last moment of our gross consciousness during death.
就是在死亡的过程当中，我们的粗大的意识的最后的阶段。
Our awareness of this world, this life.
我们对这个世界的这个生命的觉知
It will end.
这个觉知会终结
And then our awareness will go back to some very primitive, basic awareness that we've always had in our many lifetimes.
然后呢，接下来觉知就会变成就是非常初始的觉知，就是我们很多世都有的。
We talked about the bad seeds before.
我们之前谈论过坏种子，
But now in this meditation,
今天在这个冥想中
and for the rest of your life,
以及你的余生，
when you go to sleep,
当你睡前
you can do this meditation.
可以做这个冥想。
Number 1,
第一，
first in, first out.
先进先出。
What was a very early good karma I can remember doing?
就是我能记住的，我最早种的好的种子，好的业力是什么？
Maybe I was a little kid in the school.
或许我在学校里是个小朋友，
Maybe I helped another child in the school to do their homework or something.
或许我帮助其他的小朋友做作业。
What's a early good karma in my life that I can still remember?
我能记住的，我种下的最早的善业是什么？
Normally, that one will open first as I die.
通常在我死去的时候，这是最早打开的。
So please go ahead and think of something sweet you did, even a small thing as a small child.
所以请试着回想你做的一些美好的事情，哪怕是你是个小朋友的时候做的小小的善事。
Now, normally that seed, because it was first in, would be first out.
通常那颗种子因为是先进的，所以会先出，就先结果。
So you could expect it perhaps to open early as you die.
所以你可以预计，就是当你死亡的时候，它会更早的打开。
But maybe there's other seeds that you planted later in your life.
但或许还有其他的种子是你生命中更晚时候种下的，
Maybe in your 20s.
或许是在你20岁的时候种的，
Good actions that you repeated over and over.
就是你不断重复的好的行为。
Maybe you were a volunteer for some kind of charity.
或许你是某个慈善机构的义工，
and they maybe one day a week for a year you donated your time.
或许持续一整年时间，每周一天你都会奉献出你的时间。
So that good seed is going to push back the other one, and it's going to be the seed that opens as you die.
所以那个好种子就会推开其他的好种子，然后在你死亡的时候最早打开。
Imagine dying and this seed opening.
想象死亡的时候，这个种子打开了。
Again, dying is not losing all consciousness. It's the end of the gross awareness of this life, and then suddenly you're just back to a very basic, almost animal awareness.
再次提醒，死亡并不是你失去了所有的觉知，只是粗大的觉知没有的，然后你回到了非常原始的细微的觉知。
Try to imagine where that good seed, habitual good seed that you maybe worked for a charity, what kind of lifetime would it project for you? What kind of lifetime might it create?
去想象那种习惯性的好种子，比方说持续去帮助慈善机构当义工的这样的好种子，它打开后会创造出怎么样的下一世，是什么样的一辈子。
Maybe a very happy life where people are always helping you.
或许是很幸福的生活，人们总是来帮助你。
Now, the next one we can only imagine.
接下来下一步，我们只能靠想象。
Suppose we are actually in the hospital, we are dying.
假设我们在医院里即将死去，
Which just means again that the awareness is going to drop from a detailed awareness of this life to sort of a very basic, primitive awareness.
再次提醒一下，这意味着就是你那种很专注对这一辈子的细节的觉知，它转变成就是一种很基本的初始的觉知。
And suppose that a relative of ours just runs their hand down our arm with a lot of love, just lightly. They brush our arm with love. They run their hand down their arm.
假设你的一个亲戚，他很有爱的、很温馨的用手去触碰你的胳膊，
And that touch on my arm reminds me of years ago, a friend of mine, maybe someone they loved died, and then I went to their house and I was running my hand down their arm to comfort them.
然后亲戚触碰我的胳膊，让我想起了几年前我的一个朋友也失去了他们挚爱的人，然后呢，我也用手去握住他们的胳膊去宽慰对方。
And so at the most crucial moment of my life, as my mind my rough mind stops,
在我生命中最重要的时刻，当我整体的意识停止的时候，
I remember something kind and considerate I did many years ago.
我就回忆起了我许多年所做的善的行为。
And that seed inserts itself at that moment between the end of this life and going back to my very basic state of mind.
然后呢，这个善的种子就进来了，然后呢，进到我对这一辈子出大的 Sorry, can you repeat this part?
That memory of serving someone at the crucial moment of my death
就是在我生命的关键时刻回想起那个记忆，
is going to create a very beautiful future life.
它会创造出非常美的未来世。
Now suppose instead
现在假设
that in those last moments of this life,
在这一世的最后的临终时刻，
I remembered the very, very best good karma I ever did in my whole life.
我记起了我这一世所种下的最好的业力。
Maybe I saved someone's life,
或许我救过别人的生命，
or maybe I gave a lot of my money to someone who needed it.
或许我给需要用钱的人送给对方很多钱。
Try to remember, and we're going to spend more time here.
试着去回忆，我们会在这里停留更多的时间。
Try to remember the very, very best karma you ever planted in your whole life.
试着去回想你这一世所造下的最好的善业。
Now imagine that your new life is beginning from this very, very powerful good seed.
现在想象你的新的生命从这非常非常强大的好种子开始。
What would that, if that whole life is defined by that one incredible good seed, what would that life be like?
如果那新的整个生命是由这一非常强大的好种子决定的，那会是怎么样的一世的生命？
We finished the meditation.
我们完成了冥想，
It's time to do the 7th and final meditation preliminary.
现在是时候完成7支准备的冥想当中的最后一步，
Which is actually not a preliminary because it comes after the meditation.
实际上它就不再是准备了，因为它在实际的冥想完成之后才做。
But just thinking about all those good seeds fighting for first position in our death,
现在回想一下，在我们生命的临终时刻，所有那些要争着抢着要早点打开的那些好种子，
we made a lot of good seeds just by thinking about our good seeds.
我们通过回想这些好种子，本身就会种下很多好种子。
So let's give those seeds away as
所以
golden light.
所以让我们以金光的形式把这些好种子送出去。
3 long, happy exhales, the golden light, sharing those seeds with the whole world.
3次深长的呼气，以金光的形式把这些好种子跟全世界分享。
And slowly open your eyes.
然后慢慢睁开眼睛，
Take a good stretch.
好好伸展一下。
And we'll see you for session 5
第5个视频见，
of our Lamrim Wheel of Life.
我们的掌中解脱线上进修营第5次视频再见，
Thank you.
谢谢。